What's going on? It's Astronaut H, and this is the What More Do You Want Network. Now, in this video, I will be discussing the Cleveland Cavaliers after sweeping the Miami Heat. And I really don't feel like it's too much to talk about here, but let's get into it. As we all know, the Cleveland Cavaliers were the number one seed in the East, facing off against a Miami Heat team that going into the play-in, we knew the Heat pretty much had a chance versus their first two opponents. Having to be a 10 seed, going on the road, and then beating the Chicago Bulls, then ultimately beating the Atlanta Hawks. This Miami Heat team, after the Jimmy Butler trade and the guys that they got in return and things like that, looked like a team that was going to be able to compete, so to speak, right? Not the level of performance we've seen in this series versus the Cavaliers. Now for the Cavs, I think this particular series was one where you went into it and said, well, they are the number one seed. They should be able to take care of business, and that's what they did. The first two games were pretty competitive, I'll say the least, but the Cavaliers just looked like they were the better team through the first two games. Games 3 and 4, the Cavaliers looked like they were on a mission to absolutely embarrass the Miami Heat. They did not let up in games 3 and 4. And speaking on games 3 and 4, if you are a Miami Heat fan, it just didn't look good performance-wise by a team. You look at the Cavaliers and everyone was getting involved, whether it was games 1 and 2 when they did have Darius Garland to games 3 and 4 where they did not have Darius Garland and they still performed at a very high level. You look at guys like Ty Jerome. You look at guys like DeAndre Hunter, bench players who played phenomenal. You look at Jared Allen and his play throughout the entire series. You look at Evan Mobley. You look at Donovan Mitchell, who in games where he didn't turn it on late and gave the Cavaliers opportunities to win. You look at the play of Max Strus. This Cavaliers team just looked like they were head and shoulders above the Miami Heat from beginning to end, especially those last two games. It was very interesting to see a Cavaliers team that knew what the mission was and executed at a very high level. And that's something that they can lean on going forward in the rest of the playoffs, because now you look forward to who they will face in the second round and you say, okay, if they played like that, can they hit another level? Can they hit another stride, whether it's offensively or defensively as a team? And this Cavaliers team looked very, very on par. They look scary. And, when you look at them top to bottom, you say at any given moment, they have 3-4 guys that can put up 25 points. You look at Donovan Mitchell and you know what he's capable of. You look at Darius Garland when he's healthy. You look at Evan Mobley, the defensive player of the year. You look at Jared Allen. Then you go to their bench and it's no let up. And I think, the acquisition of DeAndre Hunter was so big for them, because not only does that give them another wing, that gives them another outside shooter who can get his own shot when need be. And that's what a Cavaliers team, I feel like, I don't know if that's what they were missing a year ago, but you can tell from last year's team that made the playoffs to this year's team that is the number one seed in the East. This team is on a mission, and I feel like right now they're one of the scariest teams in the Eastern Conference in the NBA playoffs. So I can't wait to see what happens in the next round versus their next opponent. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. NBA fans, basketball fans, Miami Heat fans, or if this is just your first time tuning into the channel, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Hit that notification bell to know anytime a video is being uploaded to this channel. It's Astronaut H. This is the What More Do You Want Network, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.